Good morning, everyone, especially to our professor, Dr. Maida Cadong. I am Marites Molino, here today to discuss. My topic for today is all about progressivism, reconstructionism, and existentialism. Progressivism. Progressivism is a theory of education that is concerned with learning by doing and claims that children learn best when pursuing their own interests and satisfying their own needs. Concern of progressivism, quality of life of the child. Make education freely available to every child and alter fundamentally the nature of schools and schooling. It was established from the mid-1920s through the mid-1950s by John Dewey. Progressivism goals. First, more about learning life skills. Second, putting thoughts into actions. Third, students are not meant to be stuffed full of rote knowledge. Rather, they naturally want to learn and will do so by their initiative. Fourth, to teach students how to solve problems. And fifth, progressive educators want students to be a good learners and to become a good citizen. Progressivism in education. This educational philosophy stressed students should test ideas by active experimentation. Students are problem solver and thinker who makes meaning to his or her individual experience in the physical and cultural context. Effective teachers provide experiences so that students can learn by doing. Effective educators use the scientific method so that students can study matter and events systematically. Progressivist teacher. Try making school interesting and useful by planning lessons that provoke curiosity. Wanted the students to work on hands-on projects so learning would take place rather than memorization. Want students to exercise their brain by problem solving and thinking critically, resulting in learning. There are 5 steps to create a progressive student-centered classroom. First step is create ongoing projects. Second, integrate technology. Third, replace homework with engaging in class activities. Fourth, eliminate rules and consequences. And fifth, involve students in evaluation. Reconstructionism. Reconstructionism is the philosophy that focuses on the social question and the idea to create a better community and world. Is deliberately committed to bring about social and constructive changes, as well cultivate a future planning attitude that considers the reality of the world. The four main advocates of Reconstructionism: Theodore Bramil, George Count, Miles Horton, Paulo Freire. Brammer believed that creation of the new social order through education will fulfill the basic values of a society. George Count. He is one of the main influencers during his time. He wrote a book called Dare the Schools Build a New Order. He believed students needed to be prepared for the real world and students are the key to a better society. Miles Horton. Classes contained lessons that would help prepare them for the real world. Paulo Freire influenced educational and social movements, had deep love for poor and oppressed people. Education should be a communion between the participant and society. Believe students should question and challenge common beliefs. History of Reconstructionism. Progressive educators wanted to reform education and called it social reconstructionism. They believed that the school were not setting the students out to understand the problem that were building in the society. Progressive educators proposed that the schools create a new social order. Role of the teacher in the classroom. Teachers are not supposed to tell the students what is right or wrong in society. They need to guide the students by exploring social issues. Teachers are the primary agent of social change. Teachers help open the door for learners to critically examine their cultural heritage. Role of students in the classroom. Analyze problems in society and the social inequalities and take action that can help create a better world. Students are expected to think on the deeper level that they were before. Students are not blank states. They come already with formulated knowledge, ideas, and understanding. Students create their own understanding. Students must fully participate in class, set their own goals and assessment. Role of the community in the classroom. Reconstructionism promotes the community to be involved in the education system. The community provides resources for students to analyze and figure out the solutions. It is a way to bring cultures and communities together inside the classroom. And what is Reconstructionism curriculum in the classroom? First, emphasizes big concepts, beginning with a whole and expanding to the parts. Second, pursuit of students' questions and interest is valued. Third, materials include primary sources of material and manipulative materials. Fourth, learning is interactive, building on what the student already knows. Fifth, teachers have a dialogue with students, helping students construct their own knowledge. Sixth, knowledge is seen as dynamic, ever-changing with our experiences. 7. Students work primarily in groups. Pros of Reconstructionism. First, students are able to think on a deeper level on their own. Second, they are challenged to think outside the box. Third, students are able to pursue topics that interest them. Fourth, able to discuss problems in society. And fifth, promotes equality. Cons of Reconstructionism. Teachers' main job is to guide the students in their learning. Students can get distracted on subjects that are not as meaningful. Teacher can possibly lose control of the class discussion. We don't know what we want and yet we're responsible for what we are. That is the fact. By Jean-Paul Sartre. Existentialism. What is existentialism? Existentialism is a philosophy which stresses the importance of human experience and says that everyone is responsible for the result of their actions. Existentialism is based on the doctrine that concrete individual existence takes precedence over abstract, conceptual essence and holds that human beings are totally free and responsible for their acts, and that this responsibility is the source of their feeling of anguish and dread. Existentialism is a system of ideas made famous in the 1940s in which the world has no meaning and each person is alone and completely responsible for their actions, by which they make their character. The father of existentialism is Soren Kierkegaard. Existentialism basic states that even with all the limitations that humans are presented with, we are focused to make choices and we are responsible for ourselves as everybody else. Existence precedes essence. It means that every human being is solely responsible for their action. Themes in existentialism: the importance of individual, importance of choice, anxiety regarding life, death, and extreme situations, meaning and absurdity are unreasonable, authenticity, importance of personal relations, existentialism, freedom. Man is characterized by freedom. Existentialism, bad faith. It is similar to lying. In lying, one hides the truth from others. In bad faith, one hides the truth from oneself. Existentialism in good faith. If you want to live alone and live the superb life, and if you have genuinely determined you want this, you are living in good faith and you have accepted your freedom. Existentialism in education. Existentialists believe that in their philosophy, the individual is drawn in as participant ready to be filled with knowledge. They also believe that honest education emphasizes individuality. Existentialists no two children are alike. They differ in background, personality, interests, traits, and desire they need to acquire. A good education emphasizes individuality. What are the aims of existentialists in education? 1. To enable every individual to develop his unique qualities and cultivate his individually. 2. Enable each individual to make better choices in life. 3. To teach and guide students to honest life with noble obligations. Existentialism in the classroom. An existentialist classroom involves the teacher and school laying out what they feel is important and allowing students to choose what they study. All students work on different self-selected assignments at their pace. Teachers act as facilitators, directing students in finding the most appropriate methods of study or materials. Educators will be able to make necessary changes to create effective and life-transforming environment for students by focusing on student-centered philosophy's school system. Allow students to choose the roles that they would like to be seen in the classroom. Students must learn that their choices have consequences. Project-based learning. Based from personal interests, have students come up with their project. What are the strengths and weaknesses of existentialism? First is the strength. First, for children, the emphasis on choice and freedom is empowered. Second, to achieve what they want, children are shown that they must work hard and make smart choices. Third, project-based learning are encouraged and rote learning is discouraged. And the weaknesses are, first, for young children, messages about meaninglessness of life and despair may be scary. Second, some people believe existentialism does not have moral core and could lead students to lack sense of obligation to their classmates and society. Third, existentialism lacks direction for students since there is no clear life course have laid out before them. Before I end my topic, let me read to you a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. Life is an experiment. The more experiment we make, the better. Once again, I am Marites M. Molina. Good morning.